And hi, folks. I'm meteorologist Tom Kvicker with you a little bit earlier than I expected today, but I'm here with you, and we're going to talk weather. Looks like a nice day there over toward the Rapides Hospital. We look north toward the Curtis Coleman Bridge. We see the Red River behaving itself these days under a mostly sunny sky. Been a few clouds from time to time, though. Let's check the sky up in Natchitoches. We see parts of the athletic complex there. It is hot, 93 up in Natchitoches. And as we head over to the southwest a bit. Toledo Bend, a few cumulus clouds, sparkling water, a beautiful place up there. We've got 92 degrees, so it is warm in that area as well. Now let's go into the radar. This is your regional radar. Nothing happening here in Sinloa, but maybe a couple of showers way down across South Louisiana, coastal parishes there of Southwest Louisiana. But I want to check things out to the northwest as we're seeing, put this into motion, we see some rain up in that area, and that is an indication that the weather pattern is changing. And eventually, I think this weather pattern, you see a little bit of a twist there across the Four Corners area. That is with an upper level system, and eventually that energy will kind of make its way toward us. It's going to take it the next week to do that, while a tropical system tries to take shape in the Gulf of Mexico or the Northwest Caribbean. So got a lot to talk about, and this is really a complicated forecast. The bottom line, though, as I see it, eventually I think it will be kind of a tug of war. Eventually we'll get a little rain next week, but not expecting a whole lot. But we'll see a little bit of a cool down in temperatures as well. We'll take anything we can get because it's been hot lately. Here's the larger scale. You can see that convection and rain getting started in the Rockies. You see that twist across the Four Corners. So this weather system affecting folks up there, not here. High pressure aloft in control of our weather. Remember, high pressure ridge aloft, that's a hot bubble of air this time of year. Futurecast going into Sunday morning as we check out the forecast for Sunday school and church. So no issues for you. You don't have to worry about the rain gear for church on Sunday. As we move into Monday and folks back to work and school, I don't think we'll see anything happening that day either. It looks pretty tranquil that day, but some changes coming in afterwards, though. So no issues there for your morning commute Monday back to work and school. Looking in the Caribbean, where we see a focused area of convection, and then it kind of scatters out a little bit and reforms a little bit further to the east southeast. So this thing is pretty disorganized, but this is that Central America gyre that I talk about. It's kind of a seasonal feature, seasonal weather system. This time of year usually runs about May to November. It's a cyclonic system, meaning that the spin is counterclockwise here. So it sets up and it slowly develops. But what it can do, and it's very important, is it can touch off tropical systems in the Eastern Pacific. We've actually got two areas to watch there, and over in the Caribbean and the Southern Gulf of Mexico. So in this wide region, this Central America gyre is a kind of a plant for tropical systems, or a trigger for tropical systems over there, and I think that's going to happen this time. Take a look at the tropical interest areas from the National Hurricane Center. 60% risk of tropical cyclone development. That means tropical depression, tropical storm, or hurricane. Tropical depression first. 60% here in the Northwest Caribbean once it gets up into the Gulf of Mexico, because there should be a general northwesterly motion which will take it through the Gulf of Mexico. So it kind of gives you a window here where the weather might turn tropical, and that would be during the next 7 days, but later on, latter part of next week. Another system we're watching, a wave, has yet to come off the coast of Africa, but it will by tomorrow probably. Once it gets out across the eastern central tropical Atlantic, we'll see a 40% chance of it becoming a tropical cyclone there. So got a couple of things to watch. One thing, though, closer to home. And again, I'll try to explain what I explained yesterday. Just basically what we're looking at. The forecast remains very complicated because it's not clear exactly how this particular energy is going to interact with the energy down in the tropics. So let me put this into motion, where we see the hot bubble of air remains in our forecast, at least for a little while. Once we go into the middle of the week, say Wednesday night and into Thursday morning, we'll see a big weather system there centered across Missouri. This is a GFS model. This is a cold core system, a non-tropical system. And so you see that rotation there. The tropical activity is pretty sheared here in this model. This is GFS again across the Gulf of Mexico. And so how these two interact will have a big role in depending on what kind of tropical system, if any, forms, and what kind of rain we get here and what kind of changes come into our forecast. So again, we're still kind of experimenting, but I did make a few changes in the 7-day forecast, so maybe you'll know the direction that my philosophy is heading. No changes there for Sunday, Monday. Rain chances are out of here. It'll still be hot, 92, 93 for highs, some readings in the middle 90s. By Tuesday, we'll start introducing rain chances there. As we get a little more moisture in the air, we'll see a little bit less influence from the upper level high. So 20% on Tuesday, but it's still hot because, again, there will be some influence from the upper level high. 91 for your high. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, temperatures back down in the 80s as we see some rain chances developing, especially Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those are where I have the highest chances, and certainly these numbers could go up depending on increased influences from the north or from the south. So that's kind of the bottom line in our forecast. And maybe by next Saturday, we'll start to see rain chances go back down and weather maybe returning back to normal, if you will, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll kind of keep our eyes watching the Gulf of Mexico. And of course, we'll be watching the front that comes in Tuesday, Wednesday, which kind of increases the rain chances there for Wednesday. So a lot in the forecast, but there it is for you to digest. And I'll have another update, or Nick will have another update tomorrow, maybe, probably in the PM hours. All right, so take care and have a blessed Sunday.